I've sometimes compared these to like a eager 5-year-old, that it really tries to make you happy, and sometimes the explanations are wild. Hi, I'm Satu. I work in GenAI Empowerment.
Hi, I'm John. I lead the team for GenAI Lab.
We're here to talk about the future of GenAI.
We were going to talk about context management and AI making sense and AI not making sense. So where should we start?
I think we could start with AI not making sense, and why. Because I think that's one of the big reasons why companies are hesitant in adopting the technology, because of the hallucinations and all the weird stuff that comes out of it because of the way it is. Do you want to share why you think when it doesn't make sense, of why that is?
I think hallucinations is perhaps a bad word for it. The AI model is really, really keen on trying to answer any question you put to it. So it doesn't really want to refuse. It's very, very eager to please. And as such, if you don't give it enough data to begin with, it'll do its best. And in layman's terms, then it'll make things up or hallucinate. And that's basically then what you try to avoid.
I've sometimes compared these to like a eager 5-year-old, that it really tries to make you happy, and sometimes the explanations are wild.
It's very difficult to try and rein in the AI, basically, to just answer the questions that you want to. There's been a lot of different frameworks that help with that. I think most famously being retrieval augmented generation and feeding context into the prompt and finishing off the prompt with answer the user's question. And if you can't find an answer to the question in the previous materials that are just linked to you, say you don't know, or say that the material is not found. That works pretty well.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not 100% solution either.
No, and then when you add those to every query to the model and say please and nice because these help, then that also adds to the expense of it. So it's kind of unnecessary tokens to use. So this is one of the things, and the reason we're talking about context in this context of future of AI, it's very much of enabling them to work more efficiently in the business context. In free time, they do a lot of fun things. So we use them a lot for many things outside of the work context, but it's very much of, we would like them to do specific things. We would like them to do it within the values and information of that organization. And that is where there is the gap, where there is a lot of active development ongoing currently.
In a kind of a future perspective, I think it's going to become less and less of an issue to try and save on tokens, and more of an issue to align the queries and frame the queries in such a way that you get a reliable result. So you kind of pay for reliability through tokens.
Yes.
And tokens have become cheaper and cheaper as models get more effective, and models have become smaller and smaller as they become more effective. It's interesting to see how it's going to turn out on the kind of the knowledge management side, especially when you handle large amounts of documents, large amounts of context, and trying to still make sense of the answers. You do need to give the AI enough context in order to answer correctly.
The correct facts.
Yeah,
the correct information. Facts. And this is where topics like data governance are crucial, because it is the same rule that has always applied, garbage in, garbage out, is that if you have contradicting information, outdated information, there's very little the AI can do, because it cannot, if it's not in the data, it's not in the model, it cannot produce, or then it will, as you said, it will try to answer the question without having the facts, and then we're in trouble.
Yeah.
And I think here AI it's a flashlight. It points to all the issues in an organization that are problematic.
Yeah.
So while it's possible to then blame the AI of being problematic, I think a more realistic approach would be that it shows all the points where the maturity isn't high enough to gain full value, and also then increases risk.
Yeah. So in order to get kind of the personalized context for the AI tools, I kind of see it as it's a requirement that you need to inherit the permissions and authentications for the user into all of the sources as well. And there then comes in, for example, MCP from Anthropic. They just added also the ability to authenticate against the MCP, and it basically then wraps standard APIs into a more AI-friendly connection, and that kind of helps as well with that problem of oversharing. You can also bake in different kind of controls into it. So you could have, for example, the MCP server do an evaluation on the document. So if a document is requested by a user, the document is fetched from the background, then it can still evaluate, do we really want to pass this document to the AI system? Or is this something that we don't want the AI to handle? Say, for example, resumes or
health data or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The organization could, for example, be very diligent in adhering to EU AI Act, that you are not allowed to profile people based on AI. And then, for example, you could make an organization rule that you are not allowed to do anything on CVs, for example, with AI. So you can't summarize texts, or you can't look for data or so on. You have to do it manually.
And these are the conversation that needs to happen in organizations of what are the acceptable kinds of use cases, depending on the industry, and also the risk awareness and the capability to do it safely.
It's kind of interesting to see also that it tends to be the same issues in all of the industries yes. as well. So it doesn't matter if it's defense and security, health, retail, marketing, all have the same kind of use cases as well that they want to do. But they do have different restrictions on how they can do them.
And in what kind of tooling they can use.
Yeah.
Like some need to go fully on premises, while others can happily use the cloud-based tools and models and so forth. So, and also in every industry, there are more risky use cases and less risky use cases. So then it's about finding the ones, especially if you're starting in the AI journey, of finding the ones where the risk level is low enough that you have the leeway to learn.
Yeah.
So even if you make mistakes and the context is not perfect and all that sort of thing, then you can learn without consequences. Then you're just maybe more development needed.
Yeah.
So basically, wrapping it up, it's about focusing on the context and ensuring the quality of that to get the AI to the state where it is informed and able to help, which is what it's geared to do. And then also going way more granular into the tasks and not thinking that just by giving access to a model that we solve the problems and it's actually useful for the organization.
In order for AI to give you a good answer, it needs to have all the relevant information to form that answer. And that's the basic truth of it. Then it's irrelevant what the model in between is. You can take a small model and you'll probably get a pretty good answer as well. But with the larger models, you're able to perhaps more freely ask questions based on that data as well. But you will still get the informed, up-to-date, not hallucinated answers, which are based on actual contextual facts.
Cool.